like to welcome everybody to another edition of the Major Music Lounge podcast, joined by my brother, Beat Mogul, oh Lord, the producer. What's good, my brother?
Hey man, look, I'm just living the life, bro. No
Yeah,
complaints
man.
at all.
Yeah, man. This has been a long time coming. We've been kind of going back and forth. I know you've been busy, I've been busy, and we finally got a chance to make it happen. And also on top of that, while it's on my mind, because it's a couple of weeks away, but happy early birthday to you. I know we share the same birthday, by the way.
Yeah, bro. No sad rules, man. That's what it is. I mean, damn, I'm trying to figure out how long we known each other now. Like what,
At least 10, 12 years,
10, 12
maybe.
years now.
Yeah, something like
You used
that.
to have all black beard back then.
Yeah, man. Just like the text me one time that Greg came in that faster than Obama. Oh man. Shit, it's definitely, a pleasure to have you on a podcast. Just been a mentor to me over the years, and it's been a pleasure just seeing you working, doing a lot of the things that you do in the studio, all the projects that you released, and getting to also know you aside from the music production. It's just been, a really great experience, man. And I know you were on the first show that I used to do, the producers corner. For those of y'all that are new to the show, if you haven't gotten a chance to hear it, that interview is also here on a YouTube channel. It's not on the podcast platforms, but you can definitely find it on my YouTube channel. But what have you been up to? How have you been?
I'm good, man. Well, I have a little health problem with my heart and stuff like that, but the Most High does what He does, and I just keep moving on. As long as I can get up in the morning, I can move around. I'm gonna keep doing what I can do, man. And like project wise, I just dropped what was it? Just the hooks.
Just the hooks, yeah.
This little project I wanted to do because I wanted to get back to my R&B roots. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I love the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just the hooks. Working on part two now. Got well received. People liked it. People wasn't expecting it from me. You know what I mean? And people like, well, who's singing? I said, man, that's the magic of arcade, bro. Shout out the output. You know what I mean? And I was doing that. I also did a couple. I also released a lo-fi beat. A little single I put out there. And right now, man, most of my time is I'm mixing and mastering, man. So anybody needs some mixing and mastering, hit me up.
Yeah, yeah, definitely hit him up. Go ahead. We'll give it at the end of the show, but where can they hit you up? Go ahead, let the audience know.
Oh, with the end of the show right now.
You go ahead, do it now, and we'll do it again at the
Oh
end
man,
as
just,
well.
just, just hit me up at my Instagram at old loader producer. You know what I'm saying? And also at Beat Mogul. And that's where I'm going because I got a TikTok, but I'm about to be 51 this month. I ain't too much TikToking on me.
You're not gonna dance, man. Nah, I'm just Oh
You know what I
man.
mean? And I don't look like I'm about to turn 51, but I'm there. But it's kind of half a century now, man. I've been doing this music, man, for 23 years now, since 97.
Wow. Wow.
You know
Man,
what I mean?
you know,
And I still love it. I mean, I still have the ups and downs, the music moved different directions. So I come from the golden age of hip hop. I'm talking back from the 70s, 80s, 90s. I've been through all the decades, you know what I'm saying? So right now, look at the young men shine. At first I was like, ah. And then like my son and my nephew, like, come on, Pop, you act like you gonna have guys wearing tights and zipper jackets and bandanas on back in the 70s and 80s. I said, you right, you got me, you got me. She said, you got me. So I'm like, but there's a lot of talented people out there right now, man. Independently and who actually signed to major labels. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, man. And you come, mentioning a little bit about your background, but a lot of people may not know this. I actually learned this from the previous interview that you did, but you're in the same family as Fats Wilder. and then of course your cousin Darren Wilder for the Raiders, who also is an artist and a producer himself. So, music, of course, runs in the family.
Yeah.
But like, where did some of your influences come from? Was it all family, or maybe did you look a little bit on the outside? But who are some of the producers or maybe musicians that influenced you?
Well, number one is my pop. You know what I mean? My pop be doing this. I just found a picture of my dad. He got a process pompadour from the
Yeah, yeah,
'60s. You know what I'm saying? Then he got a couple pictures. He's from the '70s with the bell bottoms and the afro. You know what I mean? The first of my father, he's a bassist. You know what I'm saying? And then also my brother. My brother's is a drummer. He played with Grover Washington,
okay,
a whole bunch of different people, engineered for a whole bunch of people. But industry wise, one of my favorite producers of all time is always gonna be Quincy Jones.
yeah,
Ever since I heard Off the Wall and Thriller, bro, is a rap. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple more, it's Teddy Riley,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And Teddy Riley, then you got I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. Tone and Pope, Oak Felder, you know what I'm saying? Of course, Dr. Dre,
yeah,
believe it or not, Q-Tip,
yep,
you know what I'm saying? Jay Dilla,
Dilla,
you know what I'm saying? That boy is the way he cuts samples and his drum swing and his placement and
amazing.
stuff like that. I sat there when I remember when Donuts came out. I sat this that joint like for 4 hours straight, just critique, trying to figure out how you get that sound, how you move, what's the swing on this. A lot of people don't know when you become a producer and an artist, you don't listen to music as entertainment. You become critical listeners.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I would have did this. Oh man, that breakdown was horrible. I would have did so and so, but you didn't do it. So this is your opinion. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But out of newer producers, man, out of here, there's a lot of K-pop producers, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dudes, the boy Cha Cha Malone, uh, Groovy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of them guys. They really K-pop. They more like K-R&B, K-rap. You know what I'm saying? So I started listening to that because I got bored with the music here. You know what I'm saying? The mainstream music here in America. So I started listening to their music over there. You know, even though I used to live in Korea, believe it or not, when I was back in the military, I was in the army. You know what I mean? They ain't had that kind of. They had pop music. They ain't had no R&B, rap music back in. Showing my age again, back in the '90s.
yeah,
When I was over there, you know what I'm saying? So I like a whole plethora of different type of music. You know, I can do anything, man. I just can't do polka. And then that, whatever is good music is good music. I listen to it.
yeah, man. I mean, you mentioning just some of those influences. I listened to like a lot of jazz, and Grover Washington was one of the names that, you kind of brought up. Mr. Magic was one of,
Mm-hmm.
favorite joints. And then, just talking about Dilla, I remember around time like Donuts and Welcome to Detroit came out, and then Rough Draft was another one. But around that time, like that made me want to buy MPC 2000 XL. And that was kind of like my introduction into the MPC, because I've always, like you, listened to a lot of Dilla records and Donuts. Similarly, I remember that was kind of around the time I actually moved to Dallas, and I used to just get in the whip, go see the city, turn on Donuts, and just ride, man. And that Dylan made that type of music, and then just like you said, kind of trying to hear how he chopped his samples up, panning, maybe what effects he used on it as well, all of those things. And
Yeah.
a lot of people, and I was kind of actually thinking about this during the week, is music creators, you're absolutely correct. We listen to music, and we're listening to all these different elements in here that the average listener, they're listening to vibe to it, and maybe sing along, but we're listening to it to dissect maybe how it was engineered, how maybe what sounds they use, how they chop their samples, etc. So just kind of, I try explaining that sometimes to people who don't create music and they don't quite get it, but it's just something that we get. And you know, you're absolutely correct on that, man. What you using currently? Still MPC?
Nah, bro, I'm all in the box, man. Studio One.
Studio One. Okay. All right.
Yes. I can do everything I want to do with it. Make a beat, mix it, master it, project together. Excuse me. If I want to do collabs, I can do it right from the software. I ain't gotta go outside of nothing for anything.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying? And my first experience with the MPC was the MPC 62. You know what I'm saying? The big boy doing, like that big. You know what I'm saying? And you hook that up to the S was a 900. Yeah. True. The same way what you call him does that, John. He does one of my favorite producers, Primo. How he does this YouTube series, how he talks about, put the disc in here and the sounds come from here and triggered by this. So once I got the software, I went through everything, bro. I went through FL Studio back when it was Fruity Loops 1 when it first came out. I used to use Reason. Uh Man, what else? When Logic wasn't, it was Sample Tube before Apple bought it, or Magic's whatever had it he had
Yeah.
before Apple bought it out. And but once I got in the Studio One, it had its ups and its downs because this was his first version. I got like a version one, and my brother put me onto it. And then at that time, Teddy Riley was using it. He did all the remixes for the remix album for Michael Jackson in Studio One. So I was like, oh, that's one of my favorite producers. He using it. I gotta use it. You know how I go people endorse stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just the sound of it, the way it hits, and I just stuck with it. I said, I'm gonna stick with this doll, and that's it. I'm not gonna keep jumping around, jumping around, jumping around. I tried Ableton, wasn't for me. I couldn't wrap my head around it. It gave me a headache as soon as I opened it up. I'm like, I opened this is real talk, bro. I opened it up, clicked a couple things, and closed it. Not saying it ain't good, it just ain't for me.
What for you? Yeah.
And I was like, nah, bro, I'm cool. I said I was gonna stick with Studio One, and I've been with it ever since, man. I just upgraded to 6. It's like a couple months ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I gotta, check that out. I use like the Personas 26C interface for recording, and I've always wanted to just dig deeper into a lot of what they do. Um, right now, I'm still using like Machine. I actually go between Machine and MPC, but maybe a little bit of Beatmaker on the iPad outside of that. Um, yeah, man. So, earlier before we kind of started the show, we had a short conversation. Sorry about cutting you off, but
Hey,
you were
cool, bro.
kind of talking about, just the transition from or using, excuse me, Beatmongo for like studio and using Ola the producer more for like music production and releasing a lot of your projects. What led you to changing, kind of going with a different name?
It's a change of scenery, bro. Just to be honest with you. It's a change of scenery. I suppose what it was when I took a break from producing, working through the projects, everybody started knowing me for mixing. They come in, yo, y'all got to mix by Beatmobile, 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 Beatmobile. But that came synonymous with me doing mixing and mastering and also recording sessions. So I didn't want to confuse a bunch of people and also be the same one as an artist. To never releasing my music on
Yeah.
different platforms. So I sat there and I brainstormed. I wrote a whole bunch of names down. And this is weird. How I came up with Olo, the producer, was from the LeBron James commercial. He's like, oh, hold on. Oh, Lord. And I was like, yo. So I checked to see if anybody had that name, like registered trademark, copyright, all that kind of stuff, and nobody had it. So I put the boom. I went and trademarked it, did everything I needed to do, and that's what it is. And right now, like I said, that's the one project just released, Just Da Hookz, and the one little lo-fi single that I put out. And some other things coming with me and my nephew. What I'm saying? I promised him that I wouldn't divulge the name we're using yet, so I'll keep my promise with my nephew. You know what I mean? Because he got some, you do some marketing things he want to do, so he want to keep it on the raps. I want to respect him on that. You know what I'm saying? Love my boy. And that's just for me to start fresh. You know what I'm saying? Because I got the stuff that I did with Beat Mogul, I did with other artists, the stuff that I did with the locks and all that stuff. Because a lot of people think because I don't have a bunch of plaques on the wall or I'm not, sending these magazines
Yeah.
that I didn't work with nobody. I said I just don't sit here and brag online about shit.
Yeah.
There's no reason to. Like I told one dude, I said, one dude asked me, he said, man, you said you not even on yet, man, so and so, so and so. And I was like, I said, what time you gotta do the work tomorrow? He's like, nah, sometime you gotta clock in. Said I'd be working 7 o'clock. I said, dude, I'll be in my drawer drinking coffee, eating a donut, and working on the beat because I work for myself. I gotta answer to nobody. I've been doing this on my own. I quit my 9 to 5 back in 2010. This is all I do. I don't do nothing else but this. And it pays all the bills.
You
You know what I
see,
mean? So this is that success isn't by what you even put on all the plaques or some people. They gotta be realized some of these guys buy those plaques.
yep.
If they don't come by RIAA, they're not real plaques. I can go right now, get a CD of my project, Just the Hooks, have Spotify thing put in there, and all kind of stuff, and put the shit on my wall.
So like she's like $700 for that shit.
And that's it. Just to say, look at me. I really don't care, bro. There's a lot. I said, don't get me wrong. I want to get paid for what I do,
Yeah.
but I do it for the love of music.
Yeah.
People
And
say, "Oh man, I do it for the love." I said, you love it, but you still want to get paid. Stop
yeah.
fronting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Since the guys who play football, they love football. Like my cousin loves playing football, but he wanted that bag too, and he got it. I was happy for him.
Got it.
He deserved it because he's been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? So that's in the music game, bro. It's all about clout chasing. Can I get a TikTok dance? Don't get me wrong. That's the business moves you got to make. So right now, back in the day, you used to look at how many YouTube views you got, and then
Yep.
realize that didn't translate to sales when Jimmy Iovine gave Chief Keef all that money for this is what I don't like because the joint had like almost 48 million views on it. And his first week sales were horrible. So what people understand is you can get a bunch of plays on a song. It only takes 30 seconds for somebody to figure out the song sucks.
Yep.
But that 30 seconds counts as a stream. Like that girl, she has the record for the most disliked song on YouTube. It's Friday, Friday, it's Friday. Almost a billion views on it. Some people went there just to see how bad the song was. That's why she got all the views on YouTube, but also had the highest dislikes in YouTube history. But she still got a check for it because YouTube still got to pay out
Yep.
for the plays. You know what I'm saying? So you can have guys who's like, oh man, I got 30 million streams. Down 30 million streams. How many of those people come back and listen to your next project?
Yep.
Once they find out you suck, they're not gonna go back. Oh, this dude's corny last and I listen to this bullshit again. Especially this day and age, man, their attention span is like that. They don't sit on nothing for a long time. They just like, that's cool. Next.
Yep. Yeah,
And that's
man.
what
I think a lot of people have the definition of success or the illusion of success misconstrued it by, they might go and take pictures in the studio, but we never hear the albums. They might, go out on the weekends and perform here at an open mic or whatever, but, we don't never see anything beyond that. And I know a lot of cats even that they say they create music, but everything else that they post or, about on their profile doesn't have to do with music. And at the same time, I find that it's a lot of those guys who try to be the biggest critics of other people that who actually are getting paid, who actually, may have a bigger passion for creating music, and they may have not just off of streams itself, but they may have other like publishing opportunities, whether in film sync and licensing. And everybody just so caught up in the whole notion that, oh, I gotta sign a record deal, I gotta take pictures, like I'm rich or like I'm popping bottles or whatever. And
Mm-mm.
they just got the game messed up, man.
I've been doing sync, man, for 10 years. I just don't brag on my Instagram.
Yeah,
When I talk about that, I think I told you about that a long time ago. So try to get this syncing, bro. Get that licensing. I told you that
yep.
almost 10 years ago.
I learned that. Yeah,
Sometimes you'd be surprised. You go to the mailbox. Oh shit.
that shit happened to
Damn.
me.
Like, damn, let's go check for 2 grand. Okay. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. That worked out just well.
And,
Right in time for Christmas.
once it start happening, every quarter or
Mm-hmm.
every time you check, whether it's BeatStars or any type of publishing or wherever, you know, uh, it starts to feel good knowing that, kind of going back to a point you made earlier, you start getting a couple of them $2,000 and $3,000 checks, and they're like, oh, these are bigger than the checks I'm getting when I go and work 8 hours a day. I
Yeah.
might need to do more of what I'm doing so I can keep these coming.
Yeah, bro. There's a lot of ways to make music, make money in this music. It's called a music business. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just see the entertainment part of it. But like when people say, oh man, he came out of nowhere. They've been around, like, saying, RIP to Takeoff, the Migos been around for a long time. Before P and Coach K and all them got to them, all that quality control, and they blew up. It took them a minute. It really took another artist, my little homie from Philly, Uzi Vert, on Bad and Bougie, and people like, oh, then the Migos, they're like, oh shit, okay, and then they just took off.
Took off, yeah.
No pun intended, you know what I'm saying? But and it's been nonstop. To me, one of the most influential groups in hip hop, and the reason why I say that is they took that triplet flow to a whole different level. A whole different level. You can say we can call it mumble rap. I said them words are not mumble. You listen to what Quavo be saying, what Offset be saying, and how that what it is. You just ain't used to that. I don't know where I'm going. It's all about, and it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I was growing up, we listened to music. I said music moves a person a different way. Like when I was growing up, hip hop had you like, mm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
stink face, like, oh, he killing it. Today is all about, what I'm
yeah,
saying, it's a vibe for him. You know what I mean? And it's just changed. It took me a while. I was one of them
yeah.
old head so dudes, bro. I was like, no, man, I keep my production. I keep my string sections in. I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? 4/4 changes. I'm going to take it to a 3/4, and I'll come back out of that. My shit will be big and dynamic. And one day my nephew, my son, like, yo, Pop, come on, bro. We need John Williams on the rap tracks. Come on, stop it, man. You need Hans Zimmer on the beat, bro.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So this one I realized now is basically 808 drum pattern, a sample, or one instrument. Or they might use the same chord progression and layer it with the piano, a synth lead, and a pad. And then interchange those things, take them out, put them in, make them wide, put halftime on stuff like that. And that's it. Right now, they want a whole lot of space for the artists.
Yeah,
And that's just what it is. So it took me a while to get around to it, bro, because I'm from the age with Quincy Jones, Dr. Dre, everything was big. You know what I'm saying? Even with Dark Child, everything was big on Michael Jackson albums. You know what I mean? So that's how I put that old school way of everything has to be big. Pause. But you know what I'm saying? So once I got my head wrapped around that, I gotta follow the way the music business is going for me to let my creative guard down. So listening to these younger generation and seeing, okay, that's what they doing. Oh, they doing this. Okay, boom. The double time. and all that kind of stuff here. Boom. I'm like, but how they using the halftime? 'Cause I use the halftime. It's so low in the register, you can barely hear it. It's all muddy.
Yeah.
Then, you know what I'm saying? Then my younger producer, homie, he's like, yeah, nah, man, keep them in key, but you got to pitch that joint all the way up and then use the halftime. I said, thanks, young blood. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? So, like I tell people, I said, when you get our age, in any type of business and in life, period, the moment you think you know everything is the moment you know nothing.
Yep.
You
And
know what I mean?
that's
So, and I learned that lesson. I thought I know everything about music production, this mixing and mastering and everything out there. Then once I did that, that's why I said I didn't know shit how to use the halftime shit or the gross beat. You know what I mean? To my young boy said, "Nah, man, you gotta pitch that, keep it in key, but pitch it up." He said, "Then put the halftime on there, so it won't be nothing but bass and mud and all that kind of stuff." Like, oh man, okay, now I got it. So I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? So that's what it is right now, man. I just try to stay, stay in tune with what's going on in music
what they
production.
doing.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that's so same for me. Like it kind of took me a while to get out of that, I guess, just old school way of thinking. And, everybody got their own lane. It's important, in fact, for a producer to, I always feel like, yeah, a real producer can switch between different styles, but at the end of the day, you're still going to have your own kind of like lane that you like to make beats with, or your own subgenre of hip hop you like to make beats in. And I just think kind of learning, in fact, like these young cats, I actually um know I met them out here in Dallas recently, but they're kind of like into that whole 808 chill hip hop vibe of
yeah,
of music. And I've grown to kind of like start learning to try my hand at making those kind of beats, getting away from. I do a lot of like boom bap, maybe a little bit of West Coast, but like just kind of making something different. It also helped me stay fresh, creating, because sometimes I just want to create something with a whole different vibe. So I had to kind of change my way of thinking, doing things one way for so long. Because you said you started what, 97. For me, it was like I would say '05, and that's kind of being a fan of like a lot of the people that you mentioned earlier.
yeah,
Jay Dilla for one, Teddy Riley another, who kind of also was a mentor to like Pharrell and the Neptunes, and you know
yeah,
uh that kind of helped influence my sound. And I just had to kind of start creating something a little different at what the, I guess, youth or kids in their 20s are listening to these days, man. And sometimes that can be hard, man. A lot of people don't realize how hard that could be sometimes.
yeah. Especially been doing something one way for so long. I mean, it's it's like, man, why you keep cracking your knuckles like that, dude? I've been doing since I was like 12 years old. And I ain't also now want to stop something I've been doing for 38 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people know it takes a lot for a man to check his own ego. Because I had an ego, I said, no, man, hip hop is done like this, that, this, this new shit, this is bullshit. What the hell he's saying? And then damn, it's my lifestyle. I was
Auto
like,
tune.
and I was like, then the auto tune, and then I understand T Pain doing it because T Pain can actually sing. And I said, you rapping with the auto tune, and it's the story. I was like, man, y'all killing me, bro. What's my man say? You killing me, Smalls. You know what I'm saying? But then I realized the hip hop is an art. Music is an art. Who am I to tell somebody how they can draw or paint something?
Yeah.
Either I'm gonna go to the museum and admire the art, or I'm gonna stay home.
Yeah.
But not going to the museum, I'm gonna miss out on a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? What's the thing? FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So once I got my ego at the door, So I can't say I'm going to be a creative, and I don't like the things that's being created without me taking time to look at it. And
Yeah.
actually, that changed my whole life, bro. In this music stuff, from what you hear, if you heard my old R&B stuff, it was the way Babyface used to do stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When Brian Cox did things. Now I'm just mostly is major seven chords, major ninth chords, spacing, and effects.
Yeah.
That's it. So you can hear how simple if you listen to the just the hooks. When it gets to the verse, it's wide open. Ain't that much going on.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's when you realize that the instrument has to be the artist. You know what I mean? So that's why I left him like that. Anybody, because I was gonna I had this whole plan like to release that and then sell the beat tape online if people want to do. And I said, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I said, I just gonna let it be a project I put out, and that's it. I said, I make a whole different beat tape to sell separately. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people look at you, oh, you being greedy. You know what I mean? It turns off people sometimes. So, but they want to use it on TikToks and do duets and sing with them and stuff like that. I mean, be my guest. You know what I mean? All my stuff is registered. So it goes on TikTok. I get a check. You ain't
Man.
worried about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, but you gotta stay in tune with the music today.
And on the flip side of that though, and I also learned this from like younger cats, but sometimes they might mess with what you're doing. And like, it kind of goes both ways. It's kind of weird how that works because some of them were like, yeah, man, we just like that old school hip hop vibe. And, you know, uh listening to some of their music, again, it's that 808 kind of chill stuff, but like just the fact that they're kind of willing to switch up what they're doing, I find that kind of cool myself, man. So, they learn from us, we learn from them. Who are some of the artists right now in Philly that you're working with? Anybody, that want to keep on the radar?
Right now, bro, I don't. Here's what I'm working on one. It's my homegirl named VA Paper Chaser. I produced like 3 tracks for her. One when I was still Beat Mogul, the other two with Olo the producer. We just dropped a new one called Bloody Murder. You can find it on all the platforms. Just type in VA and Paper Chaser, all one word. She'll come up. She's dope, bro. She got bars. You know what I mean? And outside of being an artist, we good friends. That's my home, like a little sister.
Okay. I think I saw you post some of her work, man. Definitely
Yeah,
check it
yeah. You
out.
know, other that right now, I'm just concentrating on getting back, working with my brother, my nephew, my son.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? To get back to doing what we doing. Because in Philly, it's always going to be that crab in the barrel mentality in Philly. It's always been like that. It's always going to be like that, no matter what. And then you got some people who just don't want to listen. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's just that the actually, it's just weird. Some of these young boys, some of these young people that ask for your help, you tell them this is how you need to do it, and then the young boy look at you like, no, I'm gonna do it this way. But
yeah,
you came to
man.
me for help because you're 19, 20 years old, and you don't know how the music business work, but you'll keep doing the way you doing. I said, buddy, you're wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this shit out of love. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you paid me. You know what I mean? But that's other than that, man, boom. That's you know what I'm saying? I might be doing some more stuff with my bro Shelliano. I know he's working on he just dropped a project a couple months ago, a whole bunch of videos that he did with that. I didn't work on that project. I worked on the first two. The True Shell set me free, and he gonna kick my ass. I can remember the second album we did, but the first one's a double CD, and then he just dropped this one. And the other one he just dropped a whole bunch of videos. I think it was Instagram. He said he got another one dropping in January. You know what I mean? I'm
Okay.
not doing anything on that, but if he needs my help or anything, I got him.
Word, word. Yeah, man.
Right now, it's like family. Like say you hit me up, so I do something for you in a heartbeat, bro.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
ain't nothing.
Yeah, man. That's I'm kind of the same way, man. I have a couple of cats I work with, but for the most part, man, I kind of keep it small, man. You know, it's just a lot of guys, when you've been doing this for a while, you just come across some people that are serious about what they do. You come across some that are not serious about what they want to do. They either don't want to pay you for your work or just keep bullshitting, man. And you know, you just get tired of running across people like that. And if I've gotten to the point where certain things just kind of depending on what it is, you got to drop a deposit before I'm willing to work with you, and
Yeah,
that's just the way it is.
yeah, it ain't personal, it's business.
Yep, yep, and
That's all. They didn't realize it's called a music business for a reason. It ain't
yeah.
called the music. It ain't called a music hobby.
Man, they want to play ball, but they don't want to do what it takes, you know.
Mm-mm. They want you to. They want to play ball. They want you to bring the football, the pads, the Gatorade, the first aid kit, and they just want to show up.
Just want to show
Yeah,
up, and
yeah, nah, bro.
that's the ones that's taking pictures in the studio, but we don't hear the tracks.
You never. And then I hate when I don't say hate because hate's a strong word. I just like when they say my new highly anticipated single. Man, who's anticipating that? You ain't doing nothing. You anticipating it. I'm not. I don't think nobody else is.
And they
You
got
should know. You should know that was wrong when you posted that CD cover up, and you got 5 likes,
five like
but it's highly anticipated. Okay, bro.
man.
Because I've been doing this
Well,
too long, bro.
too long, man.
This is what I tell people. I said, if you really want to know the music business, if you really want to say the minimum budget you need to push a single is $50,000. That's the minimum. Plain and simple. You want to get charted. You want to get charted. If you want to, saying you want to get your your streams up and stuff like that. You need to have a $50,000 budget.
Yeah.
Everybody asks me, bro, what I gotta do? What do I need to do some money?
Yeah, some don't
You
even
have all
want to
you
invest
have all the confidence.
$50.
Yeah, because I keep telling, I say, y'all see the baby, little baby, all these different artists, Wiz Khalifa, all these motherfuckers are signed partnership deals, not artist deals, partnerships with major labels. You know what I'm saying? Like, when once Drake finished his contract up with Young Money CMB, he got OVO. But guess who his partner is? Republic Records, which is owned by Universal Music Group. So don't think these guys are out here, I get it from the mud, bro. Same thing with Chance the Rapper. Everybody thought, oh, Chance the Rapper, oh man, he's independently sold a song. So I said, he's a partnership. He's not an artist. I said, today you sign an artist deal, you an idiot. You are a fool if you sign an artist
Yeah.
deal. But I think
Nobody signing deals
Megan
no
Thee
more.
Stallion had to go run a Rockefeller in Rock Nation
Yep.
and get her shit fixed with Crawford. You know what I mean? Because she knows the deal she signed. She signed an artist deal. You should not be signing. It's 2022 by 2023. You should not be signing no artist deals. You want a partnership. And that's all. Because dude, when I was talking about me, you wasn't when Apple came out with iTunes. You know what it costs to get your album on iTunes when it first came out? You had to be on a major label.
Yeah.
There was no distribution company. There's no DistroKid
Tune car.
and TuneCore and Disc Makers and I mean Disc Makers been around for years, but to get your stuff on those platforms for what's the DistroKid $40 a year?
Shit, $20 a year.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if
Yeah.
you want to do this for yourself, you know what I'm saying with the analytics and all that stuff, it's $40 a year. But if you went to iTunes like at that time, this would made iTunes smart because at one point in time they became the biggest music distributor in the world because the music industry, besides embracing Napster, they sued them. iTunes, like Apple, was like, digital music, we can control it, make our own platform. We can have the app, we can put it on a device, we can have it on the phone and the iPods, and so on and so on, so and do this. Then we gotta make them pay us to be the biggest distributor we can be. Dude, it was genius. And that's why the music business also losing a whole lot of money. But now there's no excuse for you not to put music out as an artist.
None.
So if you can get your music out, put it on all platforms, learn some marketing, and build your brand, you can make some bread. And then
Yep.
when those major labels come knocking, you have the leverage, not them.
Yep.
You can say, "Look, man, I don't really need you or anything, but to grow the brand, get me on a couple of music festivals and tours. I do a 70-30 split with you. That's it. That's just on the
Yep.
music. You're not getting none of my merch. 70-30 on the music business. And I own all my masters. And I'm keeping my publishing. Well, you go there being desperate, then they can dictate to you, give you this little $15,000 signing bonus. I ain't gonna call it no advance. Even though that counts against you, they still want that 15 grand back.
Yep.
They want their bread back with interest, you know what I'm saying? But once you do that, man, once you let them put their hands around your neck, you gotta fight like hell to get them off.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Take the time and build it. None of this should happen overnight for none of these artists. It seemed like it because you just seen the success. Is what my mentors told me. He said, "There's an iceberg in the water, and you see the top of the iceberg." He said, "That's the success. That's what everybody sees. Underneath, it goes down 7 miles." He said, "That's all the failures, all the things that didn't work, the times you almost wanted to quit." He said, "People don't see none of that shit. All that they see is the iceberg above the water,
Yep.
and that's it." You know what I'm saying? Like the baby didn't come out of nowhere. Little baby didn't come out of nowhere. Little guys been grinding for a minute, and then once they got their leverage, it was it.
We talked about it earlier, but where can our listeners find your work as well as yourself online?
Well, you go to I'm in the middle of redoing my website, but you can go to oloaderproducer.com. Also, you can go, like I said, my social media is Olo the Producer. And also, you want to find my music and projects, stuff like that, just go right to Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Pandora. It's all there. You know what I'm saying? So you can go there and check it out. But also, if you need like mixing and mastering, you can hit up at Beat Mogul on Instagram and it's DM me. I check my DMs on my beat. I don't really check too much on my Olo producer thing, but on my Beat Mogul when I check my DMs for mixing and mastering.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And myself, you can actually follow me on Instagram at D._major music, as well as Twitter, D.mme. New podcast episodes not only get posted to YouTube, but also all podcast streaming platforms. And appreciate the love on the show. We're gonna have a couple of more shows going for 2022. Gonna be taking somewhat of a break late December, early January, but gonna bring things back. I'm gonna say this pretty much from every show leading up to that, so people don't hit me up asking, where are you? Why have you been dropping stuff? But yeah, just want to take a little holiday break. Actually, this year I didn't really take any podcast long-term break. I kind of did everything straight throughout the summer, and just wanted to kind of kick back for the last part of the year. But I do appreciate the support. And then Beat Mongo, Will, definitely again a pleasure to have you on the show, man. And you know, uh, always real good to connect with you. been a long time coming, and hope you stay blessed, brother. Anything that I can do for you, feel free to reach out. And we still gotta work. I know we talked about doing that project a while back, but definitely one of the things in 2023 that we gotta make happen, man.
Yeah, man. I said you're one like it's strange how you can have somebody be a true friend and it started online.
Yeah,
That's just weird, bro. In this day and age, I never thought back in the day you had to meet somebody, do some song. So like, a lot of people don't know, like when all that shit happened with the snowstorms, the floods, and all that stuff.
yeah,
Did I hit you? I hit you up, didn't I?
yep, yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, oh man, Dallas, what's going on in Dallas? Call my brother. You good, bro? So, oh man, I'm good, man. Thanks for checking in on me. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, we both share the same birthday.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? I just got him by a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? But
10 years exactly.
you know what I mean? So this one of the brothers I can say like it's truly my homie, truly my friend. You know what I'm saying? This ain't we ain't pump
Appreciate
faking
it.
for social media. You don't stay in contact with somebody and do shit for over a decade.
Yeah,
And he talking about Facebook 2009, 2008.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I got on Facebook back in '05. So when it first started out, and you didn't even have no phone app. It was just on a computer.
On computer, yeah.
When everybody started leaving Yahoo Messenger and AIM and stuff going
and
on there.
MySpace.
And MySpace, you know what I mean? So it's always been a pleasure, man. Come on and do your part. Like I said, I did the other one you did before the Producer's Corner. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you call me, brother, I'm gonna be here no matter what.
Appreciate
You know
that,
what I
man.
mean? So so I just we would have did this early. We would have did this earlier, people. But he busy, I got busy. We grown ass men, we got shit to do. You know what I
Man.
mean? We busy. Plus, football season started. I ain't saying nothing. I am from Philly. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. My boy lives in Dallas. He ain't a Cowboys fan. So
No, none.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
If I'll ride and die with the ship,
Yeah, man.
we're gonna write it. We're gonna write it.
And what I like about him, he ain't like those Dallas Cowboys fans. My man, even though they got rings, like he told me one time, he said, "No rings don't mean nothing. That shit's in the past." I can't brag about something when I was 3.
Man,
You
they
know what I mean?
I
But
had braids last time they won a Super Bowl.
damn, there you go. You know what I'm saying? I got family on the team, man. Shout out to my cousin, bro.
D Wall.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I just change the coach and y'all be all right.
Yeah, man. D Wall, I hope you on the field this week. We need you out there. A lot of people say the season is done, which I'm kind of
What's your what's your
there.
what's your what's your, what's your record now?
2-6. It
Hey
would
man,
take
Eagles what 2-5 made the playoffs.
yeah, yeah, like it would take a lot, and Waller coming back would be a big part of turning that around. Plus we got Hobbs who hurt on the defense. And the games, the way they've been losing is either by having a lead or blowing a lead, or they may even have a one possession game. So it can go either way. Last year they had like 5 one possession games that they actually won. So, it could have
Yeah.
been completely reversed this year. But we'll see, man. I hope we can do something.
All right, brother.
Well, this has been another edition of the Major Music Lounge podcast, and we are out.